Hi everybody, it's Renee here from the blog Mummy Tries, and today I am going to show you how easy it is to make a delicious beef stew that's really tasty and is so simple. I'm basically going to be out all day, so it's currently 9:15. I'm going to chuck this in the oven on gas mark to 150 degrees Celsius. It's going to stay there all day. I'm going to take it out when my daughter gets home from school in about 6 hours for the kids to eat, and then I'm just going to leave it on the stove on a really, well, not even a low heat, just kind of leave it in the pan for my hubby and I to have for dinner later. One of my big bugbears in life is when people cite not having the time as a reason not to cook from scratch. So I'm going to show you how ridiculously easy it is, and seriously, if you haven't got the time to chop up meat and vegetables, put them in a pan and leave it in the oven all day, then there's something seriously wrong in my opinion. So, I have done all of the boring bits. I've peeled the onions and garlic and whatnot. I have a rule when it comes to vegetables. If it's organic, leave the skin on, like the carrot, because basically if it's organic, that's where the goodness is. If it's not organic, like these sweet potatoes, peel them first. So we're going to make my beef stew. I buy meat from a fabulous butcher's in the city of London, and rather than buy all of the the chops and the expensive cuts, I actually buy the cheap stewing meat. So I go for super high quality. These animals are fed on pasture and have degrees from Oxford and stuff, but I don't buy the expensive cuts. So I'm making this stew today with ox cheek, which might sound a bit gross if you're not used to funny cuts of meat, but trust me, as a stewing meat, it's absolutely amazing. After it's been cooked for like 5-6 hours, it will melt in your mouth, and once you've cooked with it once, you'll never ever go back. It's not as readily available in the shops. Waitrose sell it. Sometimes you can get it at Sainsbury's, but that's about it as far as I know. If you can't get ox cheek, go for beef shin, which again, in my humble opinion, is the closest second when you're making beef stew. The packs of stewing meat that you buy readily chopped up are, again, only in my opinion, I don't like them at all. I think they're horrible. Even after being stewed down for hours, they generally don't really have much flavour. So if you want the flavour, if you want the stew to have a nice flavour, then obviously the meat itself has to be really flavoursome, which does mean having some fat on it, people. So there you go. There's a revelation for you. Right, so basically we're going to chop up some veggies. We have got a large onion. I'm just going to literally just cut it in quarters, so obviously it's going to stew all day long. Got 3 large cloves of garlic. I'm just going to give them a press down on the knife just to get all of the flavour out. There we go. I've got 3 big carrots. I'm going to chop them up nice and big. Chuck them in. I've got 2 sweet potatoes here. Again, I'm just going to chop them up nice and chunky. Hello, Kitty Wings. I will get your request sorted in a sec, because look, I'm filming, so say hello to everybody. Right, so this is your ox cheek, people. As I said, it might look a bit strange if you're not used to cooking from scratch, certainly with the weird and wonderful cuts, but trust me, it is all kinds of amazing once it's been cooked up for ages. So again, I'm just going to chop it up nice and big. So that is 1 ox cheek, and it was about 750 grams, which I find is the perfect amount of meat to feed my family of 5. Right, so here's for the flavours of it. So I just need to obviously give my hands a little wash, because I've just been chopping up meat. Right, so we're going to put a nice big glug of apple cider vinegar in. And then we are going to add a star anise, and we're going to add a bay leaf. Mine are all they're all in pieces, so I'm going to put in 4 bits, which is about the size of 1 big bay. Those will give it a nice flavour. And then about 1 litre of stock. If I had any beer, I'd chuck a bottle of beer in as well, because you can't go wrong with chucking a bottle of beer in a beef stew, but I don't have any today, unfortunately. So I've got 500 ml of fresh chicken stock there, and then because I make lots of stews and casseroles, I save any excess juice, whiz it up in the blender, keep it, and then I just add that to the next casserole. And again, you can't argue with the flavour, because it's all the lovely slow cooked juices from before. So obviously not everyone's going to have that sitting around in their fridge, so that's basically a litre of stock is the equivalent. And you can obviously use a stock cube if you want, but fresh is always best. And then I'm just going to chuck in about half a bag or half a kilo of frozen veg. I've got Brussels sprouts because again, once you've slow cooked it for hours and hours and hours, those little Brussels sprouts take on the flavour of the beef stew, and oh, amazing. So I'm going to give it a bit of a stir with a pair of tongs as you do, because everything else is dirty. If you can see behind me the chaos that's ensuing, I won't bore you with that though. There we go. Put the lid on, and we're done. I'm going to put that in the oven on 150 degrees for about 6 hours, and literally you don't have to do anything to it. Nothing fancy, nothing. So I spoke for about 3 minutes, and then I prepped everything and got everything in the dish, which took about another 3 minutes. So, you know, as I said, if you don't have 3 minutes to make a delicious, freshly home cooked, fresh from, you know, cooked from scratch meal, then there is something seriously, seriously, seriously wrong, people. I will put the recipe up on my blog as soon as possible, and, you know, if I get my act together, take some nice photos of this. But unfortunately, sometimes I forget to take the pictures, and it's all gone by then. So anyway, I'll put the recipe on my blog and on the YouTube video. Hope you enjoyed that, and please do check out the blog mummytries.com. Have a great day.